What's up, guys? Matt with BAAM Ranch. Glad to have you here today. We're going to talk about the militant farmer concept. Very important principle to us here at BAAM Ranch, and I think it's something that you need to think about yourself as well. Quick pause for capitalism. Today's item of the day is the bug assault. We have one of these. I've got some links below, but more on that later. Is this light causing a reflection? Austin, would you mind turning our light off for us? There you go. Hopefully that fixes that. Y'all don't want to look at me anyway. All right, so the militant farmer concept. It's a term that gets tossed around quite a bit, and it's really kind of what we're looking for, in this whole preparedness journey that we're on. So a militant, simply someone who's willing and able to use force if needed, and a farmer is willing and able to provide for the needs of their family if needed. Now, the militant farmer, we want to keep in mind that the root word of that is farmer, not militant. And farmer could easily be replaced with homesteader. So the militant homesteader would absolutely be an interchangeable term. It's often said that it's better to be a farmer in a war than a militant on a farm. So like I said, the main root word of this is the farmer, the one who provides, the one who's growing what we need. And the tagline of this whole channel is helping to build better lives we love living through preparedness-based homesteading. And this kind of somewhat wraps up the whole militant farmer concept. So what is the farmer that we need to become? Well, the farmer is really nothing more than a producer. What do they produce? Much more than just food, stuff like that. They produce food, water. They have land, at least some bit of land that they're able to do that on. And you can use land for far more than just food and water, livestock and crops and stuff like that. There's a million different uses for, land. And they produce assets. What are assets? Assets are something that brings something into us. In the financial world, we say an asset is something that provides income to you, whereas a liability sends income out. So assets bring materials, resources, whatever that may be, money into us. And income, speaking strictly of money, the farmer is the producer. He produces an income, and we want to try to do that on our homestead, even if it's not necessarily dollars. So in order to do this, we kind of have to become the CEO of our own lives. And that's the way I want you to think about this in your preparedness journey, is how are you going to be the CEO of your life? How are you going to assemble your board of directors? This group of people that you can, rely on and trust, bounce questions off of, help you to make decisions, and do all of those sorts of things that a CEO would have to do with their board of directors. Think about roles like CFO, COO, Chief Financial Officer, Chief Operations Officer. There are going to be some things we're going to have to delegate out. We're not going to be able to do everything ourselves, but start thinking of this like it's a corporation and manage your life as such. So delegation, oversight, organization, and team building, these are all things that we're going to have to do as a function of being the CEO of our own lives, our own little militant farmer world that we're building. Many, many hats that we're going to have to play. And think about it like that. It forces you to audit yourself to see if you're doing it in the most efficient manner that we can think of. Security. And I'm not just talking about, pew-pews and stuff like that. But yes, physical security is part of it. What about financial security? Well, being the militant farmer, what is the farmer? He is the producer So, what are some things that we can do to ensure our financial stability? That may not just be limited to just money, but if perhaps you were raising and growing 40% of the food that you consumed, well, that absolutely, contributes to the financial stability of the family. Another example of that would be maybe you sell willow cuttings, for people to, you sell them in bundles of 10 for $2 a piece. And that brings money into the homestead. That also provides, for your financial stability. And think a little bit outside the box of this stuff. We get so caught up in the prepper thing. What if you were to talk to the people down at the flower store and start growing tulips? There's people that make a shit ton of money growing tulips. And then instead of growing the corn, wheat, rice, and beans, you're able to grow the tulips and sell those in exchange for fiat dollars, and then use that tulip money, to buy your groceries or whatever it may be. So open up the way that you're thinking about this and how you're providing that financial stability. Your spiritual security. That's important. I'm a Christian man, and I think that having people around me that are like-minded is important. That doesn't mean I discount the people who don't follow the Christian faith, but I do think it's important to surround yourself with at least some people that are of the same faith as you. And your emotional security. And this isn't just you, this is our whole family. I would lump in with emotional security. What are you doing to make sure that your spouse is all right? That relationship between you and your spouse is, still kicking on the way it should be. Because I'll tell you this, without my wife, I am not even 10% of the man that I am. My wife and my kids, I would put them in with this whole emotional security because we have an emotional attachment to them. And there's really no way around that. Any good CEO is going to make sure that they are as independent as possible. So I have independence here, parentheses, kinda independent. But the fact is that lone wolves will always starve out. You're just not going to make it by yourself. So you have to have a good mutual assistance group or a MAG. These are the people that you surround yourself with that you don't mind doing life with. You spend enough time around these people that you get to know them on an intimate level, and you start to find out, okay, I can work with these people. If push came to shove, I can live with these people. And that doesn't mean you have to be stuck in the same room, 24/7. We all know that everybody has their own limit to how much peopling they can do. So you'll have to kind of figure that out. And CEUs, continuing education. It doesn't matter, if you're strictly a militant or strictly a farmer. And absolutely, as a CEO, you're going to have to constantly be continuing your education. Knowledge and the quest for knowledge and learning new skills is something that should never stop under any situation whatsoever. It's something you need to absolutely, if you ever find yourself in a large room of people and the thought comes across your head that you might be the smartest person in that room, you're in the wrong room. I would much rather be in a position where I'm the dumbest person in the room. And in a situation like that, that means there's not a single person in that room that I can't learn something from. So always strive for that as well. Okay, so the item of the day today is the bug assault. And we've had this thing forever. This is not really a prepper thing, but just kind of a fun thing. I do have some Amazon links below for this, as well as in the description. But it's just a fly zapper. I kept hoping that I would have one land on my, on camera here so I could zap it right quick. But how much are these? I don't remember how much they are, but you can click the link and see that. And those Amazon links, even if you don't purchase an item that I listed in that link, we can still get a small commission off of that. And it doesn't cost you a dime extra. And if you don't want to click my affiliate links, well, then find another content creator on YouTube or Instagram or whatever and use theirs. You know, that's just profit that would go straight back to Amazon instead. So you might as well give somebody that you enjoy watching, just a little bit of credit off of that Amazon purchase. I looked, and I think this month we've made $2.50 off of Amazon. We're not making a killing off of it, but it is a nice way to, buy the creators that you enjoy a cup of coffee. But anyway, until next time, you guys be safe.